It's the 18th of December. So this will be the first one of the new year, which will be 2025. We're going to cut it down into thirds. The border is going to be an 11-inch piece, 11-inch piece, and 11-inch piece on the top and the bottom. So let's get the thirds. And the reason the borders are going to be broke down into 11 inches piece is because I'm using, at my supplier, it only has 12-inch piece, 12-inch long pieces. So they're 12 by 12. So one piece should do the entire border. I might double the border. I just don't know yet. We're just kind of waiting. Go from this corner to this corner and this corner to this corner, we should find the exact dead center. That right there where the intersect is exact dead center. Now I have to be careful here. It's just a touch of color, and I really don't know what I'm creating at this point. And from that center point, let's mark 4 inches up, 4 inches down, 4 inches over to the left, and 4 inches to the right. And we'll start. Now we're going to draw a star design in the middle. And although it's a very simple design, it looks a bit complex. And at this point, it's just a basic square, right? It's a 4-inch square. So I'm going to cut this square out of this piece of glass, and then we're going to cut it right down the center to make 2 triangles. But first things first, we have to cut this glass. The razor blade will take this right off. Now if I decide to keep the clear in the middle, we'll actually use this. And if I decide to change the color, we'll keep it for a tracer and stick it in there. So now we have to go corner to corner, and no matter which way you turn it, It should be perfect. So now we have two perfect triangles. And we could center them like this. So over from this center is 2 inches, down the bottom, 2 inches from the center, about right. And that's the most crucial line. That's pretty much all you're doing freehand. Now we're cutting that line out of the glass. It's going to be a little bit tough. Little dangerous. That's perfect. And now we're going to take that line and use it as a tracer for all curved lines. And what we come out with is this. And now we have to use that same tracer line to do that corner, and that corner. And then we'll have our center pattern. Any of you guys have an Etch-a-Sketch when you were young? Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. So, yeah, we're going to have 4 stars. And then the filler in these is starting to look like a flower. And hey, maybe it can be both. But anyway, I'm considering putting a round gem. Maybe a ruby or something in the middle. I don't know. We're just kind of winging it. That's how we do. So there's one of the cut stars. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move it around. See it now? And we'll probably use this as a tracer. They should all be exactly the same. Or just as close as you can get it. We have a grinder, you know. So you don't have to sweat it too much. Well, they say I should spend more time perfecting it and being more careful with cutting the glass and sizing it for the cane and everything like that. And they're right, I should spend more time on that. But like I said, we have a grinder. You don't want to overuse your grinder. You don't want to rely on your grinder. But when I'm winging it, I just like to start cutting it and getting things looking what they look in my mind. You know what I mean? And you see these pieces we have to cut out right here? Well, they can go on the outside too. And we can put more diamonds, you know, it can keep going. That's what I'm trying to say. This is going to be the focal point of anybody that walks up to this piece. Their eyes are automatically going to focus here, and then they're going to try to zoom out and see the whole thing. And so you kind of have to, you know, walk the line and be careful here. Let's go ahead and cut out one of these footballs. That's what I'm calling footballs. And see where it takes us. I just don't know what color glass I'm going to use. Here, let's go with this. I think this piece of green has been cut. So I'll just cut it here. And go ahead and trace. It's just for now, just so we can get a visual. Let's go ahead and cut out that football. So what I was trying to say before is we can take that football and we can cut like 100 of these and keep going on the outside and keep building, and then put another star on this side and just keep building and building. Or we can just cut this down half a football and then just put a square edge on it. Which right now is what I'm leaning to. I don't know. I think that whatever is on the inside should be on the outside too. And we can't forget that this is a mostly textured clear glass piece. So we can't overdo the color. So if we go green here, we're going to have to go green out, and then it's going to be too much green. So let's see how this looks. And there you have it. And keep in mind that on the outside of this will be more of the same. At least, you know, until you get away from it. And that will be filled in with this too. Now, do we square them off, or do we just cut this glass piece to fit in there? I think the thing to do is to just cut the glass to fit. We're done. At that point, you have the whole center of the piece. And with this, let's go ahead and start working and actually cutting the border. And we're just going to start with the centerpiece. And like I said, this ruler is exactly 1.25 inches thick. So it makes things a little easier here to cut, because I cut with the same, you know, using the same ruler as the guide to cut it. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Let's go ahead and cut the border. We're going to be using, this texture is a little bit different. That's crystal ice. I'm not sure what they call this. But it is different. So let's get to work on that. So there you go, and that's texture side up, just for viewing purposes. And I know what you're thinking, and we need some color, and you're right, we do need some color. We just have to be careful with it. But just along these diagonal lines here to go from corner to corner, and then just cut this piece right to there. So the camel will run from top to bottom through the border, and then you're going to have this thing going on. Something like it. Yeah, so now here's the problem with this. I can't go any further because until I perfect this. Because as I go further, if I cut these pieces of glass and then grind this, then those aren't going to fit. So it turns into a train wreck. So I really just have to bear down on this if I decide to go with it. And then once that's perfected, then I can go outward. And we can treat this like this is its own piece, because we're going to be running a piece of cane from top to bottom. But this piece can't be cut until all of that is perfected, and neither can these two pieces, and neither can whatever we're doing here. And this is the complete wrong way to do things. But I've really never done anything by the book in the right way. So this could literally, like, just once that's complete, it can be pushed aside and just slid into whatever we're doing here. And then this should be a replica of that, I think. Yeah, that's the way we're going to go with it. So next step is to perfect top, bottom, and these two pieces just slide right in and we can go from there. So I started camming this piece, and like I said, we're just working on two houses, one like that and one upside down, just like that. And just to see if the plan is going to work. And this will act as the format for the rest of the pattern. This is centered, but it doesn't have a border, and this side, the left side, does have a border, so if I duplicate that plan, it's going to be off centered with the border on it. So I'm considering just eliminating the right and left hand side border and just centering everything perfect, or I don't know, we're just kind of winging it. But right now all my focus and attention is on getting this house, this doghouse, finished. Now, if we were to build this entire 11-inch section and weld it up and keep the welds out of this channel on the side and this channel, we could do that, and then it's just a matter of getting this section done, sliding this section in, getting the right hand section done and sliding that in, then welding up all the corners and everything, and you got yourself a piece of stained glass. I'm not going through with that. That will be cut right here, and these pieces going up will also be cut right there. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, just doing 3 pieces of stained glass, and then just sliding them all together and soldering them up and doing it like that. I don't know, that makes more sense to me than using a whole bunch of horseshoe nails and hoping it stays together and everything is perfect. We can perfect this one, we can perfect this one, and perfect that one, and then just slide them in all together. Now I have these 2 pieces here, and I think that's where I'm going to add some color. I just kind of wanted to get an idea of what this would look like. And then if we go with that over here, then it would go up into it. And I can just duplicate that with the rest of it, the rest of this filler being texture glass also. You can see I've been working on these 2 pieces here. This one's not perfect. There's a little bit more grinding in here so we can push it in a little bit further. See that parallel line between this and the glass? Well, that'll tell you what's not right here. You gotta take a little bit more off this edge. These pieces are not perfected. I just wanted to see how it looked, and so I could give the customer an idea of what I'm doing here. The stem will come down to here just like that one. Piece of 1/4 inch flat cane will be right here. It looks like we're ready to go. I think we have the knot on this.